Did you know that the right tree care can enhance your property value by up to 20%? Imagine that, a lush, healthy tree not only beautifying your space but also padding your wallet. Trees, in their silent, steadfast way, offer us a myriad of benefits, from cleaning our air to providing much-needed shade on hot summer days. But they require care, a specific kind of care. Stay tuned as we delve into the essentials of tree care: planting, pruning, and protecting. Let's start with the first step to tree care: planting your tree. This is where your journey to a lush, vibrant landscape begins. The first thing to consider is the type of tree you want to plant. Each tree is unique with its own set of preferences for sunlight, space, and soil type. So, choosing the right tree for your specific environment and purpose is paramount. Evergreens, for instance, are great for privacy, while fruit trees can provide not only shade but also a delicious harvest. Once you've selected your tree, it's time to choose the perfect spot. This is where your tree is going to grow and thrive, so take into account the tree's sunlight needs and the space it requires to grow. Remember, a tree that is cramped for room can't reach its full potential. Also, consider the soil type. Some trees prefer sandy soils, while others thrive in clay or loam. Now that you've got your tree and spot, let's get to the actual planting. Start by digging a hole. It should be 2 to 3 times the width of your tree's root ball and just as deep. This gives the roots room to spread and grow. Place your tree in the hole, ensuring it's standing straight. The top of the root ball should be level with or slightly above the ground surface. Next, backfill the hole with the original soil. As you do this, pack the soil lightly around the base of the tree to eliminate any air pockets. Be careful not to bury the trunk or pile soil up against the stem, as this can lead to decay. Watering your newly planted tree is crucial. Water the tree immediately after planting, ensuring the soil is thoroughly moistened. The amount of water needed will depend on your tree's size and the type of soil in your garden. Generally, a slow, deep watering is best. In the weeks following planting, continue to water the tree regularly. This is especially important if you're planting in the warmer months, when the ground can dry out quickly. Keep in mind though that overwatering can be just as harmful as not watering enough. If you're unsure, check the soil. It should be moist, but not soaking. Finally, don't forget to mulch around your tree. Mulch helps to maintain soil moisture and temperature, suppress weeds, and protect the tree's roots. Apply 2 to 4 inches of mulch around the tree, but avoid piling it against the trunk, and there you have it. You've successfully planted your first tree. It's an investment in your property, your environment, and your future. Remember, a well-planted tree is a happy tree. Now that we've planted our tree, let's learn how to keep it well-shaped and healthy with proper pruning techniques. Pruning is not just about giving your tree a haircut. It's a crucial part of tree care that promotes growth, enhances the tree's aesthetic appeal, and even prevents disease. But how do we prune a tree correctly? What tools do we need? And what are the best methods for different types of trees? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about why pruning matters. When you prune a tree correctly, you're doing more than just shaping it. You're removing dead or dying branches, which can be a breeding ground for insects and disease. You're also improving the tree's structure, reducing the risk of broken branches and falling limbs. A well-pruned tree won't have competing branches that might weaken the tree over time. Now let's walk through the steps of pruning. The first thing you'll need is the right tools. A hand pruner is perfect for small branches and twigs. For larger branches, you'll need a pruning saw or a chainsaw. Always make sure your tools are sharp and clean to make clean cuts and prevent the spread of disease. There are 3 primary pruning methods: crown thinning, crown raising, and crown reduction. Let's break them down. Crown thinning is all about improving the tree's structure and allowing more light to filter through the tree. Start by removing any dead or diseased branches. Then, thin out branches that cross or rub against each other. The goal is to keep the tree's natural shape while opening up the foliage. Next is crown raising, which involves removing lower branches to provide clearance for pedestrians, vehicles, or buildings. Remember, don't remove too many branches near the bottom, or you'll end up with a lollipop-shaped tree. Finally, we have crown reduction. This technique is used to reduce the size of a tree, often for utility line clearance or to remove dead portions of the crown. It's a bit more complicated and often best left to professionals. Timing is also crucial when it comes to pruning. Prune your deciduous trees in late winter when they're dormant. This way they can heal quickly in spring. For flowering trees, prune them right after they finish blooming to avoid cutting off next year's flowers. Remember, each tree is unique and requires different care. What works for an oak tree might not work for a cherry tree. So, do a little research before you start snipping. With these pruning techniques, your trees will not only look great but also live longer. So, grab those pruning shears, put on your gardening gloves, and give your trees the care they deserve. Remember, a well-pruned tree is a happy tree. Planting and pruning are done, but how do we ensure our trees stay healthy? Let's talk about protection. Trees, much like us, need a strong defense system to thrive. They face a variety of threats, from pesky pests to debilitating diseases and even harsh environmental stresses. It's our job as tree caregivers to ensure that they're equipped to withstand these challenges. Let's start with pests. Insects and rodents can cause significant damage to trees, often going unnoticed until it's too late. To combat this, consider using natural pest deterrents, like introducing beneficial insects or using botanical insecticides. Regular inspections of your tree can also help catch these unwanted visitors early. Now, diseases are a bit trickier to handle. They can be caused by a variety of factors, including fungi, bacteria, and viruses. The signs can range from discolored leaves to deformed growth. The best way to prevent disease is by maintaining a healthy tree. This means watering properly, mulching, and avoiding any unnecessary injury to the tree. If you notice any signs of disease, it's best to consult with a tree care professional. Environmental stresses, such as extreme temperatures, drought, and pollution, can also take a toll on your tree. But don't worry, there are ways to mitigate these too. For example, during periods of drought, it's important to deeply water your tree to ensure it has the moisture it needs to survive. In areas with heavy pollution, regularly rinsing the leaves can help to prevent damage. Now let's talk about preventive measures. Mulching is a great way to protect your tree's roots from temperature extremes and retain moisture. It also helps to suppress weeds that could compete with your tree for resources. Just remember, when mulching, avoid piling it against the trunk, which can lead to rot. Proper fertilization is another essential protective measure. Trees, like all living things, need nutrients to grow and thrive. A slow-release fertilizer can provide your tree with the nutrients it needs over a longer period. But be careful not to over-fertilize, as this can cause more harm than good. Finally, consider the use of tree guards. These can be particularly useful to protect young trees from damage caused by animals or machinery. They can also help to prevent sunscald in the colder months by reflecting sunlight away from the tree trunk. Protection is a continuous process. It requires regular checkups, prompt action, and lots of love. It's not just about reacting to problems, but preventing them before they have a chance to cause harm. With these protective measures, your trees are sure to thrive in any environment. We've covered a lot today, from planting to pruning and protecting your trees. The right tree selection, proper planting, and thoughtful pruning all contribute to a healthy, vibrant tree. Protection, including pest control, disease prevention, and environmental stress management, is crucial to ensure longevity. Implement these practices in your own green spaces and witness the benefits of robust trees. Remember, a well-cared-for tree is a gift that keeps on giving. So, subscribe and comment with your own tree care tips. Until next time.